We're going to check in with our parenting expert Claire Orange now on the new mobile phone ban to be introduced at WA schools next year. Good afternoon to you, Claire.
Hi, Trace.
Let's cut to the chase. You're not a fan of this.
I'm not a fan, and I know that's not a popular opinion, but it doesn't have to be. You know, it's one that comes out of 26 years working with hundreds of thousands of schools and children, and this decision to ban the mobile phone, it floors me. You know, historically, if we look, Tracy, when has a ban ever worked? When has a ban ever worked in the history of man? And then we're going to enforce a ban on a teenager? That's a very unusual beast to try and put a ban on. The kids who are already behaving badly on their phones in school are going to continue ban or not. And then we've got teachers who have to enforce it. Another thing for our teachers to do. I just think we've thrown the baby out with the bathwater with this one.
Okay, well, the move behind it is to stop bullying and lessen distraction. We know these things are exacerbated by technology. I mean, isn't that a good reason alone to ban them in the first place?
Well, is it a good reason to ban them when 9 out of 10 plus incidences of cyberbullying happen outside of the school environment? What are we doing about education out there? That's what I'd like to see more effort and energy put into. And distraction in the classroom. What we're not then looking at is the policies that schools are already implementing across the state that are limiting phone device in school, but also allowing children to use it positively to expand their learning, to diarise their assignments, to take photos of the board. So, you know, we're kind of getting rid of a bit of the good and the bad here, and there's other ways to do it other than this statewide ban.
Okay, what would you propose the solution would be here then?
Well, I think there's lots of solutions, and I think it has to start at the top. You know, we've all seen the footage of our parliamentarians on their phones, so we all need to be held to account. We've got our children on one system, and then we've got all of the rest of us. So parents, put your phones away at night time, but moderate your phone use. That's what we need to do. That's education. Teachers, I walk into schools, I see teachers on phones all the time. If the students need to do it, the teachers need to be modelling it. Our workplaces, you know, there's lots of people on phones being distracted. So we have to start from the top and not just expect our students to live into something. So and schools, you know, they've got good policies. So we need to make sure that our children are going to abide by those policies and that there's good consequences in place. That's much more educative than enforcing a ban that's actually going to force this behaviour underground. Great concern.
And also you said earlier to have a closer look at education, what's happening in the classroom, is that correct?
Absolutely. So, you know, the only way through one of these critical issues, you know, we're kind of sleepwalking into this digital age. None of us have really become aware of the massive impact of what's happening with our children and their technical lives. So a ban is a really simple solution. It's like sticking a Band-Aid onto, you know, something that's hemorrhaging and thinking that's going to be the magic pill. It's not. Education, Trace, we've got to get in there and educate kids about moderate use, and it's got to be modelled from the top down.
You're very passionate about this one,
Oh,
Claire.
I am.
We will see how it all rolls out next year. Claire, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Tivo.